One of the things that I absolutely love about What's Up in Makeup is keeping up with what is happening with brands behind the scenes, because they don't talk about that on their social media. They're not, Revolution isn't bragging about the fact that their CEO and their president left because they were cheating. It's a short version. I'll tell you the whole version in a little bit. But if you don't look, if you don't dig, you don't know. And that's what's so special about this show. And what's so fun about being the host of it, because today's episode of What's Up in Makeup is all about beauty brands and things happening behind the scenes that you probably wouldn't know if you weren't tuned into this space. We have updates on things happening with Naturium by Susan Yara. Like I mentioned, we also have an update on Revolution Beauty and the big drama that was happening over there. It seems like the dust is kind of settling. We also have big leadership changes over at NYX that I'm actually quite excited about. We have Kardashian drama like we always seem to. We have a class action lawsuit that got dismissed. I really want to share that one with you. Plus, of course, all of the products that were released this past week. We've got a really cool commercial that I'm going to show you. I got to block out the music because of copyright, but the commercial is so freaking cool. So if you're interested in any of that, hang tight. We are jumping into it right now. I also want to just take a minute to thank you if you're watching this and you're used to seeing this on Sundays. Thank you for your patience in me getting the full version of this up. I know that it is Thursday. It's not what I had intended to have this up. I really want to have this up for you on Wednesday. But just so you know, there is more makeup news coming on Sunday. So don't you worry. We have a whole nother full show coming on Sunday. This is just the stuff that I planned to do this past Sunday, but I did that special edition on Jaclyn Hill and Marlene Estelle and Jen Gerard. That was a whole thing. Thank you to everybody that watched that. I am so glad that you all found it helpful. I know it was helpful to me to understand the timeline of things. If you did happen to miss that and you are interested in it, I will have it linked down below for you. Tomorrow I have a niche video coming for you. It is my Wantable versus Stitch Fix clothing unboxing. I know that's not interesting to everybody, but if it's interesting to you, that's coming tomorrow. But enough about that. Let us jump into this Naturium story. If you don't watch a lot of skincare YouTube, you probably haven't heard of Susan Yara, but Susan Yara is pretty big in the skincare space here on YouTube. I'm pretty sure she's on other platforms as well. I know she has about 1.5 million subscribers here on YouTube. I wrote up that she has about 135 million video views on her mixed makeup channel. If you've never seen her channel, she does a lot of reacting to celebrity skincare routines. She does a lot of reviews, not just of skincare, but of other products as well. If you haven't heard of Susan Yara and you haven't heard of mixed makeup, and you do shop at Target for skincare, you may have seen Naturium on the shelves. That is the brand that she is the founder of. It's a moderately priced, very high impact skincare line. There's lots of actives in there. And it is very, very popular with skincare enthusiasts. Some of you may be familiar with this. If you have heard of Naturium and you have heard of Susan Yara and you know that they're connected, you probably remember the drama from when she announced the brand in 2020, because the thing is that she didn't say that it was her brand until months and months after she had been promoting it to her Facebook page, to her YouTube audience, on Instagram. She was promoting it everywhere and not disclosing that she was the founder of the brand, that she had helped with the development of the products and the packaging and all of that. Didn't tell anybody for months, just was selling it with discount codes and all kinds of stuff. And the problem with that is that it is against our Federal Trade Commission here in the US. It's against our guidelines. If you're not familiar with the FTC, their job is to, quote, work to stop deceptive ads, and its endorsement guides go into detail about how advertisers and endorsers can stay on the right side of the law, because they came out with this thing called Disclosures 101 for social media influencers. It came out in 2019. Susan launched Naturium to her audience in 2020. What they said in the pamphlet is that influencers have to disclose when they have any financial, employment, personal, or family relationship with the brand. Susan clearly violated that. She was saying how amazing the products were and talking about the details of them and comparing them to The Ordinary and saying how much better they were than The Ordinary. It was pretty bad. But this is the thing though. This is the thing about that video. And I say it in the end of the video, but not everybody watched the end. Is that the worst possible thing any influencer has ever done? Absolutely not. It's a blip compared to the things some influencers have done. It's still bad, but it's not nearly as bad as some other things. The fact that it did happen, though, soured a bunch of people to Naturium right from the jump, including me. I never bought anything from Naturium, even though it looked like their ingredient lists were legit. There was something about it that just made me kind of go, ugh, and I haven't bought anything from Naturium. I haven't. I think also it's because I have so much skincare that I want to try. And when you have things, it's like it got pushed down and pushed down and pushed down on the list of things I wanted to try. And I think that happened with a lot of people due to how Susan handled it from the jump. But the thing is, I think that number of people that saw that and decided not to buy Naturium because of it was a very small minority, because Naturium's now been acquired by e.l.f. Beauty for $355 million in cash and stocks. What? $355 million. This deal is expected to double e.l.f.'s presence in the skincare space to approximately 18% of their retail sales. According to public record, Naturium is expecting $90 million in net sales for 2023. That's net sales, not gross, net sales. And if you did not know, e.l.f. has been absolutely crushing it for about the last year and a half. Like, unbelievable. I've never seen this happen in the beauty space. At least it hasn't been reported publicly that I've ever come across it. I just realized I made an error in what I just said. They have reported a quarterly net sales growth of 76%, marking 18 consecutive quarters, not months, quarters of more than 20% sales growth on average. 18 quarters, 4, 8, 12, 16, 4.5 years. They have been incredibly growing. Like, unbelievable. The transaction is expected to close on September 30th and will be e.l.f.'s biggest purchase to date. And the thing is if there's any time for e.l.f. to buy another company, this is the time to do it, because they are freaking crushing it right now. And no matter how I felt about the choice Susan made 3.5 years ago, this is a great, great choice for e.l.f. in my opinion. Naturium really does have some legit ingredient decks. It looks fantastic. And I don't think anybody that knows about skincare ingredients can deny that. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you know more about skincare ingredients than I do and you think Naturium looks like crap, let me know. But I think it looks amazing. Honestly, congratulations to Susan and Naturium, because that's freaking awesome. Owning a brand, especially a skincare brand in 2023, and standing out in the market and doing that well in like this saturated space, especially a brand that hasn't been around forever, that isn't like a legacy brand, like that's a huge deal. But a question that I do still have, because of course I have a question, is whether Susan will stay with Naturium, because I read like 6 articles about this. It was everywhere this past week, and not a single one said whether Susan was staying with the brand. Usually when we have these leadership changes, I've been reading these articles for freaking ever. They usually say whether the CEO or the founders or whatever, whether they'll stay with the brand. Like when Too Faced was sold, Jared and Jeremy stayed with the brand for a little while. They usually announce that. There's no word about Susan. So what I did was I went over to her LinkedIn page to see if she had updated it. So what she did do was she updated the articles where it, different things that the person can kind of repost on their page. And it does talk about Naturium being sold to e.l.f. Cosmetics, but it still says that she is the founder of the brand to present. So nothing has been changed there. But also September 30th hasn't happened yet. So maybe after September 30th it'll change, or maybe it won't. One clue though that we do have that suggests that maybe Susan is going to stay with Naturium is from a publication that I read all the time called Beauty Packaging. And in their article, they say e.l.f. Beauty says it plans to continue to operate the Naturium business from its headquarters in Los Angeles, California, quote, nurturing its entrepreneurial spirit and maintaining the brand's passionate team of employees. So for now, I'm going to assume Susan's going to stay with the brand. But if I hear anything else, I'm going to let you know. Whenever I see a brand where their CEOs or whatever are changing over, honestly, I kind of skip over it because it always seems to be the same thing. It looks like somebody that knows a lot about business, but probably doesn't know that much about makeup or the makeup consumer, because it's usually an old white man. And that's nothing against old white men. My dad is an old white man and I love him dearly. He's very lovely. There are plenty of old, lovely white men out there. But it makes me happy and brings me joy when I see someone at the helm of a makeup company that looks like they might actually wear makeup and might actually understand the masses of people that purchase makeup. makeup. So when I saw that the global brand president over at NYX changed hands, I wasn't real excited about it until I saw who it was, and I was like, oh, well, that's different, and it shouldn't be like that. Like, I shouldn't get excited because I see someone wearing makeup being in charge as global brand president of a major cosmetic company. Like, that shouldn't that be the norm? I'm hoping we're moving that direction, because I'm actually really excited about this based on who this person is and what their background is. So allow me to introduce you to Danae Pearson. She has been with NYX as the Senior Vice President of Global Marketing, Product Development, Social, and Partnerships for the past 4 years. Before that, she had a similar role over at Maybelline, and then she was with Lancome before that, and before that, she was with M Cosmetics, which was created by Michelle Phan. And that made me even more excited because that means that she understands the influencer space, because she must have picked up on at least some of that from working for M Cosmetics. So that is really freaking cool. According again to Beauty Packaging, because they write fantastic articles, under her leadership, the brand revamped its innovation strategy, resulting in a new portfolio of high quality products, including best-selling and TikTok famous products like Shine Loud High Shine Lip Color, Fat Oil Lip Drip, and Brow Glue. Danae and her team were also responsible for the collaborations that NYX had with Casa de Papel, with Avatar, Way of Water, and with the Barbie movie. That was huge to get that collab. That was a big deal because that movie exploded, and supposedly that collab did very, very well according to reports. Danae, she replaces a guy named Jan Joffredo, and he was the global brand president since September of 2018. And like Susan, the man has not updated his LinkedIn page, so we don't know exactly what he's doing. But what I think he might be doing is he might be pivoting toward a brand that he co-founded. It's a fashion brand that is called Maison Drapé, I believe, and they specialize in what they call glam kaftans, and they are oversized, ungendered, and sustainable clothing. So I hope he does really well with that, if that's the route he's going, is just focusing on that. But what can we as makeup consumers expect from Danae and her team now that she's global brand president? And this is what they said in Cosmetic Business, which is another publication that I follow. They said that there is going to be a, quote, focus on digital innovations and collaborations in a bid to transform NYX into a powerhouse entertainment brand. So are they going the glam light route where pretty much everything is a collab? Is that what they're saying? I don't know if that's the best idea. Like Makeup Revolution, glam light. Like, I feel like they should do some of that, but I think it should be an even split, because I think NYX can stand on their own when they have good solid formulas. They don't necessarily need collabs to sell. I think that collabs sometimes are a door that opens for people. Like, they'll buy something because of the association, but then they realize if it's a good product, then they'll buy things on its own. So I hope that they don't stop doing things that aren't collabs, because it made it sound like they're really going to do a lot of collabs in the future. So we will just see. We will just see. But I do have hope in NYX that I didn't have hope in a couple of years ago, when I felt like their stuff was just so bland. It was very mixed as far as whether it was good or not. I feel like they've really stepped it up, especially in the past couple of years. So I hope that it goes super, super well. And I'm excited for Danae. Congratulations. So last we heard about Coty, the huge parent company of a whole bunch of different kinds of brands. Last we heard, they had struck a deal to relaunch Marc Jacobs Cosmetics, and everybody lost their. Everybody's excited about Marc Jacobs Cosmetics coming back, or Marc Jacobs Beauty, technically. But for me, and I know some of you in the comment section, we were kind of like, yay, Marc Jacobs Beauty, but oh, they're going with Coty. This may not be a great thing, because the brands that Coty develops, the beauty brands Coty develops, are very, like, they almost seem out of touch sometimes. Like, sometimes they make some good stuff, but sometimes it's kind of like meh. Like, it just feels kind of hollow and empty, at least to me. So I wasn't really excited that it was Coty that was taking over Marc Jacobs Beauty, because they were such a good, solid brand. Their packaging was beautiful. Most of their formulas were really good. As they aged, like as they got further into it, I feel like some of their quality started sinking a little bit, but when they launched, they were freaking awesome. So I digress. Anyway, that was the last thing we heard about Coty. Before that, there was news back in July about Kim Kardashian and how she was going to relaunch her KKW Beauty, because it's not going to be KKW Beauty because the W is gone from her life. Well, at least as much as he can be gone from her life, but the W is gone. So now the beauty brand and the fragrance brand are coming back under the Skin by Kim name. And Skin by Kim, 20% of it is owned by Coty. And Kim came out and then like news reports were saying that she was trying to buy that 20% back from Coty so that they wouldn't have any of it anymore. There hasn't been any updates on that. Like, I don't know. There's nothing new on that front. But what is new is that her little sister seems to be following the same path, because Kylie Jenner is now trying to get her 51% back from Coty. And that's a huge difference. The difference between a 20% stake and a 51% stake, the difference between a minority stake and a majority stake is a huge, huge difference. And Kylie Cosmetics supposedly is doing pretty well. During Coty's fourth quarter earnings call, executives said that Kylie Cosmetics makeup sales grew by a strong double-digit percentage globally for both the quarter and the full fiscal year. And they say it was fueled by expanded distribution and new and exciting launches. Like, for example, when I traveled by plane a couple of times in the past couple of years, I saw a Kylie Cosmetics vending machine. I'd never seen a makeup vending machine before, except for maybe Benefit, but they're freaking everywhere. They are really expanding the distribution of this brand. So like I said, what that means for the sale is it's going to cost Kylie so much money to get her stakes back. So we'll just have to follow this and see whether she can pull it off and whether Coty's even willing to sell or not. Can you believe we have been following the Makeup Revolution saga, the drama happening at that company for the past full year? It was last summer when we got insights into the crap that was happening behind the scenes at that company. If you were not around for it, the dudes you need to know are Adam Minto and Tom Allsworth. They were the CEO and the brand president, and they were up to, allegedly, some shady business. So they had stepped down temporarily, and then eventually they stepped down permanently from their jobs. And one of the major reasons, well, there were quite a few things, but one of the things that they did was that they apparently, this is what it appears to be, were not selling enough of Makeup Revolution products. So what they did was they went to one of the major retailers and they just bought a bunch of their own stuff. Like, they ordered a bunch of their own stuff and just to make it look like sales were up, and then they just never paid for it. So it's like, what? That was weird. And then the other thing they did was that they had Makeup Revolution buy a pharmaceutical company. Why? 26 million pounds they paid for this pharmaceutical company. Why would they do that? It's because Tom Allsworth owned the pharmaceutical company. And apparently it was very overvalued. So that was a thing too. So they're both booted. They're both gone. I don't know if they technically stepped down, but you know how that goes. As a result of all that nonsense, because the books were not matching, they pulled Revolution Beauty off of the UK stock exchange for a period of time. Then after that, there was more drama because there is a fast fashion company named Boohoo, and Boohoo owned the biggest percentage stake in Makeup Revolution. It was only like 20% or something like that. Like, it wasn't a ton, but they had the biggest stake, and they were not happy with the people that replaced Tom and Adam. Their names were Bob Holt and Derek Zisman. Derek Zisman's also known as the HelloFresh guy. That's what we call him because that's where he worked at before he was at Makeup Revolution, because, you know, that seems to go together. Of course he knows what he's doing at a makeup company. So anyway, the people over at Boohoo didn't like the way that they were doing things. We don't know why, but they didn't like it. So they staged a literal coup. They were like, we don't want you in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to have the whole board just vote you out, and we're going to vote in the main people from Boohoo to now be in charge of Makeup Revolution. Well, what happened there is that they did vote out the people, like there were actually 3 people. There was the CFO, her name was Elizabeth Lake. It was her too. The Boohoo board decided to vote all them out, but then there was a guy that stepped in. I forgot, his name was Jeffrey something or another, but he was pretty high up. I don't know, somehow, I don't get it all. He vetoed it. He was like, no, not enough people on the board voted. Like, pretty much only the Boohoo people voted. So of course they're going to have a majority to vote the people out. So that guy overturned it, and he's like, no, you can't do that. But anyway, the update on that is that in July, which I didn't report on because I missed it somehow, they actually did end up booting Bob and Derek, the HelloFresh guy, ended up getting rid of them. They're gone, and they did replace them with 2 of the Boohoo people. But Elizabeth, the CFO, ended up getting to keep her job, so she's still there doing her thing. But there is more news, because just like Revolution, the new CEO that's replacing Bob Holt is not an old white guy. I don't know. I just really like the idea of makeup wearing people with experience in the makeup space, not a freaking food subscription running the company. So the new CEO, her name is Lauren Brindley, and she is coming off a 7-year stint as Walgreens Group Vice President of Beauty and Personal Care. Prior to that, she worked as a beauty-focused executive at Boots UK for 7 years. So she knows the market. It's like, yay! So in her role, Lauren is going to be accountable for leading the beauty brand globally and overseeing its strategic growth. So I'm really hoping that Revolution can actually start making good quality products, because that's always been the big problem with Revolution. They have all this really cool branded stuff, but then you get it and you open it and 75% of it is crap. 25% of it is good, in my opinion, but 75% of it is absolute trash. So I'm hoping that Lauren comes in and fixes that, because can you imagine if Makeup Revolution somehow upped the quality of their products along with doing all of these really cool collabs? They would be amazing. Like, it would be incredible. Go, Lauren! Start a revolution! That was freaking cheesy. I'm so sorry. Like we have said many times on What's Up in Makeup, class action lawsuits happen in the US all the freaking time. A lot of them get thrown out. And I think that it's interesting to pay attention when the beauty ones get thrown out, because a lot of times people will see a class action lawsuit and they'll take it super seriously, and then they'll start boycotting a brand because they heard about this lawsuit, and then it creates this fear in them or this reason to boycott or whatever. And then the class action gets dismissed and the brand's been hurt by it. So I think it's really important to pay attention to the dismissed ones so we can kind of watch for those red flags when other companies get accused of doing the same thing. So this class action is with the brand Gillette for one of their shave creams. The shave cream specifically is the Pure Shave Cream, and there was a class action brought because the plaintiffs accused them of having mostly non-pure ingredients in the Pure Shave Cream. It was filed a little over a year ago, and they said that Pure Shave Creams claim to be, quote, free from alcohol, dyes, parabens, sulfates, 0% and made with aloe, and that those were misleading given the product contains non-pure and even what they called harmful chemical ingredients and an insignificant amount of aloe. The case said that consumers would not have purchased the product or would have paid less for it had they known the truth about the quality and the amounts of ingredients in the cream. Plaintiffs mostly based their case on that 10 out of the 14 ingredients were what they said not pure. They cited palmitic, stearic, and coconut acid as not being pure because they go through a process of processing that takes them away from their natural state, which is usually like a palm oil and then of course coconut oil. They also said that glycerin, of all things, is bad because it's manufactured through a chemical reaction likely sourced from biodiesel production. They also took issue with 3 very common ingredients, including phenoxyethanol. If you're not familiar with that, it's a preservative that's very effective. It replaced parabens when parabens were demonized. Cosmetic companies just started putting phenoxyethanol in everything, but they were saying that phenoxyethanol is toxic along with 2 other ingredients that they claimed were toxic. They said that phenoxyethanol specifically is toxic to the kidneys, liver, and nervous system, which I think is an EWG claim, but it's like if you're bathing in 100% concentration of phenoxyethanol, yeah. But if you're using it in the concentrations approved by the FDA, you're probably gonna be fine. So like I mentioned at the beginning of the story, the class action was dismissed without prejudice by a U.S. district judge on August 17th of 2023. Judge Duggan found that the use of the word pure on the product packaging would not mislead a reasonable consumer into believing the shave cream is made with only unadulterated or not significantly altered ingredients. He said, that's BS. He also basically said that I don't know what you expected to be in this. It is a shave cream. It needs to have something to make it functional so you can use it to shave. It literally says that in other words. Like, what did you expect, ma'am? But what really put the case under was that the plaintiffs weren't hurt by this product. They had no evidence that this product could hurt anyone. He did also comment, though, on the aloe thing. He said that it wasn't deceptive, and he said that reasonable consumers understand the statement to mean that the ingredient, even in small amounts, is merely a component of the shave cream along with other ingredients. You know, everybody's gonna know it has some aloe in it. It's not made of aloe. It doesn't look like aloe. It just has some aloe in it. So yeah, that's kind of how that ended. I really just wanted to mention it because I see a lot of times class actions very similar to this, and people just read that they're accused of having these dangerous chemicals within the product and they go, oh no, and then they boycott. And it's like, but wait, there's more. And I think that it's important for us to know these patterns so we can spot them when we see them. And also, it's important to let the court system do what the court system does instead of passing judgment just knowing that a class action was filed. Now, my friend, it is time to jump into the product report to talk about what was released this week. And this one is so super cool. I'm not even a big Lancome fan, but this ad has me. It is freaking gorgeous. Lancome is collaborating with the Louvre on a new skincare and makeup collection. I'm going to put the ad on the screen in a second, but before I do, if you cannot watch things that spin, please don't look because the screen is going to spin for a second. I will let you know when it's over. I do want to let you know I'm going to link the full version of this commercial down below because the music is amazing. It does feature, of course, Zendaya, Amanda Seyfried, Aya Nakamura, and He Kong. And of course, it takes place in the Louvre, which is such a beautiful, beautiful building. And now you can look back if you were looking away. I took it off the screen. There are 3 products in the collection that I want to point out to you. There is the face and eyeshadow palette, absolutely gorgeous. There's a branded Advanced Genifique serum and 4 shades of the L'Absolu Rouge matte lipstick. The lipsticks do come with a reusable branded cap that fits over it. $89 for the palette, $88 for the serum, and each lipstick is $35. Really gorgeous branding on this. I can see more brands taking advantage of this branded cap thing. I think that's so smart because they can just use the same lipstick packaging over and over again and just place that freaking cap on top and you're done. And then people can reuse the caps on just regular unbranded lipstick. I think it's amazing. And I think it's so cool that they're not charging extra for that because a lot of companies are charging extra for that outer packaging. And I love that it just comes with it. There is a launch I want to let you know about, even though it is hair related, it is YouTuber related. Sally Beauty partnered with XMondo Color by Brad Mondo. They are now the exclusive retail partner for XMondo Color. They are going to be in store and they are also online now. The range includes 7 vibrant color depositing masks. Those are $25 each. If this has been at Sally Beauty for a while, I apologize. The news media outlets told me it was new. I think that it's new, that's why I'm mentioning it, but it may not be new. I admit, I don't keep up with hair stuff. Either way, if you're looking for Brad Mondo's hair color line, it's at Sally Beauty. Next up, I know some of y'all lose your minds over advent calendars. I know Alexandria Ryan has her eye on this. This is the Charlotte Tilbury advent calendar. It is about to launch. Can you believe it's September? It is time to start talking about advent calendars. If you are interested in this, it launches September 12th. The article I read said that you can download their app and they're going to be putting sneak previews on there. I did download the app. I didn't see any sneak previews, but I will admit I did not look for a very long time, so they may be there and I just could not find them. There are 12 drawers. Each one holds a product. If you are watching this before September 12th, you can sign up for the waitlist and they will let you know when it is available to purchase. The total purchase price of this for the 12 products is $210, making it an average of $17.50 per product. And I looked at that and I was like, does Charlotte Tilbury even sell a single product for under $17.50? Like, what? Like, that seems really amazing for a product. And then I realized and I remembered that they're not always full size. You are going to get some, most likely some full size products, but you're also going to get deluxe samples as well. Either way, you are probably going to get a pretty good deal on the products as a whole. It's usually about a $50 to $75 discount off of retail prices for the sample sizes and full size products. So it's a good deal. It's not an amazing deal, but it's a good deal because you're also paying for the packaging as well, which is very, very cute. A couple of other things that have launched recently, the Revolution and Grease collection, so absolutely adorable. I would be all over this if I thought that it was high quality. I do not have faith. I may buy like one thing, but then I gotta pay for shipping and everything. It's like, I probably won't end up buying anything, even though I'm a huge Grease fan. I'm still telling you, Grease 1 is better than Grease 2. I will die on that hill. Nomad Cosmetics launched their Gold and Grit palette, and ColourPop launched their Haunted Mansion collection. It is so freaking cool looking. All of my PR goes to my husband's studio, so I haven't seen if I've gotten that yet, but I'm really excited to play with that if it's at the studio. It should be sitting there waiting for me. Moving over to Sephora, we have Danessa Myricks, the Groundwork Defining Neutrals palette. I have not been this excited about a product like this, I don't think ever. It is a palette for eyes, brows, face, and lips. It's $65. It's a multi-use talc-free palette with velvety pomades and coordinating oil-absorbing shaping powders that easily define eyes, brows, cheeks, and lips. It just looks like a toy. It just looks like fun. If it's not sold out for Sephora's 20% off sale, I will probably pick this up because this just looks like fun. Milk Makeup came out with the Pore Eclipse Matte Translucent Talc-Free Setting Powder for $32. There's 4 shades. The black packaging is super cute. It looks very, very sleek. Love it so much. And then the Gucci Multi-Use Crease-Proof Hydrating Concealer, $47. 40 shades there. Really nice gradient. Was very happy to see because a lot of luxury brands don't do that. It seems like what you're really paying for with this is the name and the packaging. I looked at the ingredients. They look super, super freaking basic. But that can be pretty typical of luxury brands. Sometimes they throw like extra skincare in there to make it feel a little extra bougie, but this one looks pretty basic. Kosas launched the Undressed Talc-Free Neutral Eyeshadow Palette, $40. They say it's a super easy to use eyeshadow palette for the prettiest brown eyeshadow looks in a long-wearing buttery hypoallergenic formula. Okay, sure, it definitely has a market. Not me, but it has a market. Shiseido launched their RevitalEssence Skin Glow Foundation SPF 30, $56, 30 shades there. The gradient does look pretty nice, except the little swatches that they have, like the little color bubbly things they have on Sephora's website, there does look like there is quite a bit of a jump in from the medium to the deep, that there may be some shades missing there, but those little swatchy bubble things, sometimes they are really not accurate, so there's really no way to know. I'll put the pictures up on the screen so you can kind of see whether you see your shade in there. They say it is a skincare active foundation because that's the trend right now, that provides buildable medium coverage and visibly improves bare skin in 1 week, revealing healthy, glowing skin. It's got things like probiotics in there, hydrating ingredients, niacinamide. It does have some nice skincare actives. I will say that, but if you already use those ingredients in your skincare, you don't need it in your foundation. I'm just saying. I'm still kind of like about skincare in makeup because I'm still diehard. Another thing I will die on this hill is use skincare and then let the makeup do the makeup thing, and then use your skincare to do the skincare thing, and you'll be solid. Like, you don't need both. Next up, the Semi Haze Beauty Skin Suede Melting Bronze Balm, $25, 6 shades. It can be used on the face or the eyes, and I'm looking at this and I'm like, doesn't it kind of look like an old school wax seal? I really like the packaging on Semi Haze Beauty. It's really neat. And then coming soon to Sephora, we have the Estee Lauder Futurist Skin Tint Serum Foundation, SPF 20, $53, 29 shades. It launches on October 1st, so quite a ways away. They say it's a silky serum foundation with the visible beauty benefits of a sheer tinted tone perfector for a glow that lasts. I'm very curious for reviews on that one. And then from Rose Inc., the Soft Light Skin Smoothing Hydrating Non-Comedogenic Foundation. That's a long name. $54, 31 shades, launching September 10th. They say it is a clean, medium coverage foundation that's smoothing, weightless, and buildable, has a natural finish, and is ideal for acne-prone skin specifically. At Sephora and Ulta, do you remember when we used to lose our ever-loving minds over the Too Faced holiday collections? We were like, what's coming out? Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Ah, we would like freak out over it. And then we learned that usually the Too Faced eyeshadow palettes, the quality was just horrible. It was like Makeup Revolution quality for like a Too Faced price point because it was adorable, and it was terrible quality usually. The only thing you could count on from Too Faced during the holidays to be fine were the things that were just the same thing re-released. So like a mascara or a lip gloss or something like that. There was just a special packaging of their regular products. So I don't know whether this is high quality or not. Too Faced just does not have a good track record. That's all I'm saying. As usual, they have different products that are exclusive to Sephora and Ulta, but what's at both? The Let It Snow Globes 3-piece eyeshadow palette gift set. The palettes have different scents. One is pecan pie, one is gumdrops, and one is what they're calling Christmas treats. I don't know what that means. I would imagine it just smells sugary. Then they have the Maple Syrup Pancakes limited edition eyeshadow palette with that maple syrup scent. That sounds fantastic. There's also the Lip Injection Maximum Plump Extra Strength Lip Plumper called Maple Syrup Pancakes. We have the Popcorn Balls mini eyeshadow palette that smells like sweet and salty popcorn balls. Put them in your mouth and suck them.
Put them in your mouth. Put them in your mouth and suck them and suck them.
I can't with this brand. I can't. I am such a child. That just brought me back to like 2003. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm recovering. All right. One item exclusive to Sephora. Goodness gracious. The Pop the Cork makeup set, which is not helping me either. Stop. Too Faced needs to stop. Oh my gosh. I need to stop. All right. Get your mind out of the gutter. I can't, because the next exclusives from Ulta, the Sexy Lips and Lashes Mascara and Lip Plumper. I mean, I guess it's not funny. It's just, they just keep going. Set Plump and Pretty Kisses Travel Size Lip Injection Maximum Plump Lip Plumper Gloss Trio Set. My gosh. The Travel Size Lip Injection Maximum Plump Lip Gloss Ornament in Original Clear. The Mary Mary Makeup Face and Eye Palette gift set that smells like sugar pine, which I think is kind of cool. That smells like trees. Cool. I do like the smell of a good pine tree, though. I don't know about you. I like that scent. And then Warm and Spicy Hangover Pillow Balm Lip Balm Limited Edition Trio Set. So yeah, I mean, it's all cute. And it sucks you in because it's absolutely adorable. But honestly, this is the thing. And I want you to keep this in mind because the holidays are coming. And this is what happens to me all the time. I don't know if this happens to you, but I get sucked in by the holiday stuff, especially stuff like this. And then I use it for a month maybe. But by Christmas, I'm like over it. Like I'm already over it. And I'm definitely not using it in March. Like it's not happening. So yeah, when we see the cute packaging, we just need to be each other's support system and be like, no, we're not buying it. If that's what we want to do. If you want to buy it, you buy what you want. Moving over to Ulta, which hopefully has no salty balls. We have the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. That did suck though. I will say the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. Goodness gracious. Was it a hot mess this past week? Did you try to buy anything on Ulta 21 Days of Beauty? Because I did. And I could not get the discount to show up in the freaking cart. And then I realized that everybody was having trouble. I had people tweeting at me. I had people sending me DMs on Instagram. Like, everybody seemed to be having trouble with this freaking sale. I haven't been on in a few days, but I did check before I filmed and it seemed like everything was functioning. And over in our What's Up and Makeup Hunters group, someone did drop this Instagram post from Ulta and they apologized that a lot of people apparently were having issues with it. And I do feel bad for people that were looking at buying a certain thing at 50% off and they couldn't. But who I really feel the most bad for is the brands that were on those days that expected to get like massive amounts of sales and couldn't because Ulta's freaking website was all messed up. Apparently they like upgraded it or something like to make it better for the launch or something and then it just crapped out. Hopefully if I were Ulta, I would extend the sale and just redo those first days because that's not right. That's not right to those brands. I feel so bad for them. If you are not ready for Christmas and you are ready for Halloween, NYX is ready for Halloween too. They have launched the limited edition special effects glitter face and eye paint and then the face and body paint. Those are $10 each. The glitter is either gold or silver and then the face and body paint, it's 7 shades, but it looks like that they are the shades that are really good to mix together, so that's pretty cool. Black Opal has the Haute Heat High Impact Eyeshadow Palette for $16.95. Cute colors there. New to Ulta, the Jane Iredale Color Luxe Hydrating Cream Lipstick in 15 shades, $34 each. Why are Jane Iredale lipsticks $34 each? I feel like that's a luxury price point. My gosh. For this brand, I was thinking it was gonna be like $20, $25, $34? Goodness, that's a lot. Anyway, REM Beauty, a little more moderately priced. We have the Sweetener Foundation we talked about last week. It's now dropped over at Ulta. There's some new tools also. The foundation is $35, 60 shades. It looks like she really, really worked hard to try to make sure this was a very comprehensive line of colors so that everybody would have something. I love that. I think that's amazing. She also came out with the F1 foundation brush for $25, the C1 concealer brush for $22, and the Dream Cloud Full Face Blender for $17. And then finally we have from Tarte, we have the Man-Eater Nightfall eyeshadow palette for $52. And honestly, I don't know what it is about Tarte, but I am so soured toward their eyeshadow palettes. Like there's nothing they could put out that would make me want to buy it. Like I don't know what it is because every Tarte eyeshadow palette I've ever bought, like I've at least kind of liked it. Like I've never bought a Tarte eyeshadow palette and been like, this crap. But for some reason, I'm like nothing they're coming out with is making me excited. I don't know what it is. And I don't know why. Like, I don't know why that is. Do you know why I don't like Tarte eyeshadow palettes? What is it? Do you not like them either? You have to explain this to me. Tarte is also dropping some of their holiday gift sets. Prices range from $19 to $39 for those. All right, my friend. PR purchase product of the week. This I was planning on doing a full review of. I don't know if that's going to happen at this point because at this point it has been so delayed due to the drama that happened last weekend. I was going to do it this week and then I'm doing this what's it make. I don't know. I just ran out of time. So I will give you a quick review of this. This is the Trevor Dose of Colors Eternal Love palette. This is okay. I love the color selection in it. The color selection is freaking gorgeous. I am wearing it on my eyes today. The problem is the shimmers in here they suck. I'm just gonna say it right now. Okay. Some of them suck more than others. The more you use them, the more they suck. So like for example, this peach shade, Aphrodite. You see how it's getting like a little bit crusty? There it is. You see how it's getting a little bit crusty there? Shadows do that when you dip your finger in it and the oils from your fingers get on the pan, and it's called hard pan, and it makes it so it's really hard to pick up. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to scrape that off and then just make sure I always use a brush with this, hopefully sprayed with like some Fix Plus or something, because right now it's only coming off like super chunky, really hard to use. The other ones are also really hard packed. The foiled shades in here are so hard packed, it's really difficult to get them onto the skin. They're very sheer. And I wasn't expecting that. Like I was hoping that they would be freaking amazing. Let me just swatch these shimmery guys for you real quick. I'm just going to go across the rows. They're really pretty. You just have to know what you're getting into. Like I love the shades that Trevor chose. They're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. It's the formula. It's the Dose of Colors formula that I don't like. I'm double swatching that pink shade Heartbeat because I used my pinky and that wasn't fair. But you can see it's just super weak. Like what is happening? And it was expensive too. These little tiny little booby pans was like $52. It was very expensive. Okay, that's enough for the shimmery guys. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to swatch the whole freaking palette because I can. Like what is even happening? This is that peach shade. This one right here. It's like this is not what I was expecting at all. Like at all. Okay, I'll swatch all the matte shades for you too so you can see what we're dealing with. There may be some like residual glitter there because I didn't wash my arm off. I will say I do like the mattes better than the shimmers. They're buildable. So this is one swatch, but you can see the lighter ones didn't swatch very well. I am going to double swatch the lighter ones because building is fine with a matte shade. Like that does not bother me at all. Like I actually prefer a matte shade to take a little bit of effort to build. Just have to figure out where they started because I can't even see the swatches very well. There you go, those three. So the top three were the ones that I double swatched. And you can see they are pretty. They are pretty. And especially those deeper ones, they swatched really, really well. It just takes a little bit of building. I very, very much prefer the mattes in this palette. And the problem with that is I bought it for the shimmers. I didn't need these mattes. These mattes are good because they're good to pair with the shimmers. But without the shimmers, I don't freaking need this palette. So I'm quite bummed about this palette overall and just the general performance of it, especially since it was really expensive. What I also re-upped on Dose of Colors Truffle, which is one of my favorite liquid lipsticks that I haven't bought in a while. And mine was super, super old. I also got this that I am loving. It is the Petal Lip Oil is what this is. And you can see it's really fun because it's got these little flower petals floating in it. And it's so fun. And it smells amazing. It smells like vanilla frosting. Exactly like vanilla frosting. And it just feels good on the lips. It's not a super oily lip oil. I would say it's more of like an oil gloss hybrid. It is really, really comfortable. It feels great. It doesn't feel like slimy in any way like a lot of lip oils do because it's got a little bit of oomph and it's got a little bit of gloss in with the oil. You know what I'm saying? It's a nice hybrid feeling. The other thing I wanted to share with you is this was sent to me by DRMTLGY. This is their Universal Tinted Moisturizer, SPF 46. This is not tinted. This is the same problem I have with that freaking Bobbi Brown one. It came out really thick, so I had a lot of hope for it. And then I blended it out and I'm like, what the heck happened to the tint, man? There's no tint. It made me so sad. So I ended up putting on today the ColourPop Pretty Fresh foundation instead. But I did put 2 layers of this on first, and the ColourPop layered really nicely on over top of 2 layers of this. So this is more skincare, and it's got some really nice active stuff in here. So if you're buying this for skincare, yes. If you're buying it for a tint, absolutely not. I did want to share 2 other things with you. This was sent to me a while ago, and I lost it. I don't know what happened. I found it. I was like, oh my gosh, I never tried that. This is the Thrive Cosmetics blush stick, and it's in the shade Dion. It's what I'm wearing on my face today. First impression of this is that I did have some trouble not over blending it out, but it is a beautiful, beautiful blush stick. I can't speak to lasting power because I haven't been wearing it that long, but I will keep you posted on this. It was a very nice product to use. And then the last thing I wanted to share with you is this, my friend. This is the Gabby Rose Makeup Face Master Brush. I freaking loved using this brush today. I bought it to support her after we talked about her in What's Up in Makeup and her appearance on the podcast, The Sesh. And I bought this to support and just, because I'd never tried a brush like this before. And I was like, I really hope I like it. And I have to tell you, after first impression of this, I love it. I love the weight of it. It's nice and heavy. But okay, so this is how I want to describe it. Do you remember those paddle brush things that were really popular for a while? The big issue I had with those was that they didn't fit on the face right. They really blended product nicely, but it was hard to get them to fit into the places. This is kind of like that, but it fits into the places and it bends on the skin beautifully. I don't know if you can see that, but the way that it bends onto the skin, it just really, it fits to the face. And it just, you can tell somebody that does their makeup often designed this, And look, the way that you hold it right here in this little divot here. And it's just really comfortable to hold. Like, it's just, she's a freaking genius the way that she designed this. It feels so good. It is a little bit pricey, but I mean, how long are our brushes going to last you? Hopefully this will last you many, 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 many years. I, of course, have not washed it yet. This is my first time using it, but so far, really, really, really loving it. I will keep you posted on this, but I have a feeling this is going to be in the top of favorites and fails countdown for next month. Notable sales this week. I have very sad news because I missed them all. All of the sales that were posted in the Hunters group were all Labor Day sales, at least all the ones that I saw. So I missed them and I am sorry, and sales will be back hopefully this weekend with actual sales this coming Sunday. I'm sorry, I missed them all. And that, my friend, was What's Up in Makeup this week. Thank you so, so much for watching. And of course, thank you as always to those What's Up in Makeup Facebook hunters. Their names are scrolling below me. Thank you so much for all of your submissions this week. I appreciate you so, 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 so much. Live chat this week. I'm going to be talking to you about it again on Sunday. But just in case you were wondering, it is going to be this Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern. Hopefully you can hang out and help us talk about makeup, give your opinion. But if you can't, you can always find live chat on the replay in your subscription feed if you're subscribed on my channel page in the live chat tab. You can also find it in the What's Up in Makeup live stream podcast that is always linked down below, and you can now find the What's Up in Makeup live chat podcast in your YouTube Music subscription feed if you choose to subscribe over there. Thank you again so, so much for watching. If you would like to hang out a little longer, YouTube should be recommending a couple of videos for you right over here to watch, including last week's episode of What's Up in Makeup. It's going to be right there. YouTube's going to pick the top one for you based on your viewing history. But if you do need to go, no problem at all. Thank you for hanging out as long as you did. And mad love to you. I will see you in a video very, 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 very soon. Bye!